Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 10 properties on the Toronto Real Estate Board, and then we have 2 more on the Oakville Milton Real Estate Board. So we see agents all the time from Toronto, Mississauga that come here. They're missing the Oakville Milton stuff. They're missing 20% of the inventory, which just doesn't show up on their home board system. So a lot of agents don't even know that when they're out of town, that there is a second real estate board. So it's very important to make sure that you have someone who has access to both sets of data, both from a buying side and from a selling side too, because if you have your home listed only on the Oakville Milton Real Estate Board, there's about 1,500 agents there. Now they are all local, but you're missing the 34,000 in Toronto. So it's like, you know, making sure one of the best questions you can ask any agent, buying or selling, is to say, do you have access to both sets of information? And there's a third set if you're looking in the country, which is the Hamilton Burlington Board, which covers all of Carlisle, Kilbride. So sometimes I've even listed homes sometimes where I've put it on all 3 real estate boards. So on MLS.ca, there's 3 listings. So final note before we get into the listings is if you want a more customized list, if you just want condos or bungalows, or you want a certain school district, or you want rural or condo, or I said condo already. So let's just say more than 4 bedrooms, only want finished basements. If you're an investor, maybe you want homes that only have 2 or more kitchens. We can do all of that stuff with something called Milton Market Watch. So you can go to miltonmarketwatch.com, leave us some information, and we can get some more customized updates for you. And they happen every morning from those 2 real estate boards, or 3 sometimes, depending on which area you're looking. We can set it up for Mississauga, Georgetown, Oakville, any of the west suburbs that we work in, Waterdown, Burlington. It's all fair game in that system. So just let us know a bit more about your plans at miltonmarketwatch.com. And let's get to today's list. So the first one up is 741 Woodward, number 7. It's at $255, and it's there's 1 full bathroom upstairs on the 2nd level. There's 1 down in the basement. It's got electric baseboard heat, which typically tends to depress the value a little bit. I believe there's a pool in this complex. And one of the things on the side here, it says surface parking. Usually what that means is that you've got condo towns and there's a parking lot in the middle where you own one of the spots or you have exclusive use. Now, it also says that there's garage. And I believe in this complex there is private garage spaces, but the fact that they put surface instead of private for the parking driveway could maybe interfere with I think once the pictures come out it won't be a big deal, but it is something that you can't always trust the information on the listing. The price seems fair. The electric baseboard can be more expensive to heat the home if you're not managing it. Septimus is $379 and 1356 square feet. 0 condo fees attached to this. It's a freehold home. It's relatively new. I've seen more upgraded versions of this home sell for around the same price. So that's it, is that comparing across, I would say that you're probably getting better value from some of the other ones. We've got 389. Here's 1130 square feet, about 200 square feet smaller than the previous one, but it's 2-story with a backyard. So the other one doesn't really have a backyard. I don't think it shows very well. That room is not big, and they've crammed a lot of stuff into it. There's heavy fabrics. There's chairs blocking the entrance to the kitchen. So I hope that they do well. It's high for this model, although the townhouses have really gone up quite a bit, even in the last 60 to 90 days. It doesn't look like it shows that well. There's carpet. There's not a lot of upgrading in this one. That'll be a bit of a tough sell. There's only 1 bathroom upstairs too. Dredge court is the same model as Septimus. It's called a Woodbine model. I would say the finishes, 10,000 more gets you the hardwood floors, a couple maybe switched out light fixtures and things like that. It's, to me, this one's still shooting high. I think they're both a little bit high for what they're offering. Bussel is $389. And so this one is, there's kind of 1 room here. The only way you can position your stuff is TV on this wall, couch or chair on the other wall. It's the only way, and you walk right through the middle of it. That gives you a sense of the layout here. And then you have a kitchen with an eat-in, and the kitchen doesn't look too bad at all. and then you've got a mostly builder finished basement. Most of them are builder finished, and then it looks like it has some upgraded flooring down there. And then you've got the backyard here. You can see the slope, so it looks like they're standing on top of the berm. Looks like a nice sized backyard. And now you may have some train track influence on this one. So the price looks good, though. I've seen this model sell, I think one's listed at like $409 right now. So this is definitely positioned in a place where I could see it selling for more than what they're asking. Gaisley is $424.9. And it's 1,500 square feet. It's a semi-detached. We've seen this model sell for more than $430. So depending on upgrades, there's no inside shots. There's just an outside shot here. They might find themselves in a good position. Gaisley's a nice street because there's not a lot of traffic here. And the bedrooms are a nice size upstairs. That's one of the things it has going for it. This one on Fasken is $439, semi-detached. It's almost a California look with tiles throughout the whole thing. My experience is that it's really hard to sell this kind of a home. Interestingly enough, it's not that hard to fix it. I mean, getting tiles out is a mess. It creates a lot of dust, but it's not too hard. Maybe there's something, maybe the home feels bigger because of the the tiles kind of creating a more open concept feel. The other thing is that terracotta style is probably, if you surveyed 100 buyers, I don't think 100 of them would say, yeah, I'm okay with that. So the color choice would be another thing that I could see is kind of narrowing their audience down. There's a bit of wasted space here, although some people like having like an open front entrance, but it kind of feels like from the front door you just kind of walk into the rest of the house, which based on feedback from other buyers is that can be something people like, other people don't. You've got some upgraded counters here. It certainly looks like they've taken good care of this place. A bit of beadboard around the walls there and some wainscoting, and you've got a nice backyard with a little bit of a concrete patio there. $439 is nice. It is close to the train tracks, very similar to Bussel. Schreier, $611.5. It's an upland, 2,300 square feet. It's one of those homes that has, so there's your front door. You come up a couple stairs, you come up a couple more. There's a family room with a big high ceiling, and then you've got your main floor. Then you go up the stairs again. You've got the bedrooms. Now it's a 4-bedroom upland. The bedrooms are smaller. They're not huge rooms. I don't know why there's a ladder thing here. It kind of looks like it's. It would have probably looked better if it wasn't there with the dark cabinets and countertops. Anyway, that's the family room upstairs. The other thing about that family room is because it's open to the bedrooms, if you're going to use that to watch TV, you better keep the volume down if you have quiet sleepers or light sleepers in the bedrooms. So there we go, and it's across from a park, which is a very nice thing. $611.5, historically speaking, might do it. The size is there. The kitchen looks good aside from that weird ladder thing. $624, as an example, here's another thing, 2,540 square feet, so you're about 250 square feet larger. And you've got the staggered garage, which opens up the floor plan but loses the driveway space. And we don't have any pictures here, so this would be a comparison for the previous one, a little bit more of a traditional 2-story. Ennisclare is 1.4. You got 2 ponds on this property. You've got a swimming pool. You've got a huge workshop. You actually have a pretty nice renovated kitchen. Big, high, beautiful living room right here just off the kitchen. You also have a bit of a sitting area there. It's a nice layout. There's a ton of space. It does need some work. There's some flooring here that you probably want to adjust. But I think there's a lot of benefits. It is a master bedroom, and the basement's all finished. I mean, there's probably more than 6,000 square feet of actual finished living space. And so it's got a lot going for it. There's a lot of good things about this one. Typically, these estate subdivisions are probably, I'm going to say, somewhere around 1 to 2 acres. This one's on a 4-acre property, so it's much larger. And you buy into, it doesn't mention this in the description, but you buy 1/39th, I think there's 39, something like that, 36, 39 homes. You buy into a shared community, like it's a big green space. It's I guess adjacent to all of these properties, you become kind of a part owner of that space as well. And I'm not sure if there's any extra fee per year for that. It's a cool property though. It's obviously higher up on the budget. I do think that it offers more space and more potential than a lot of other places listed at that price range. And then we've got, actually there's two of them. Let me go back to the first one here. Heslop is $449,900. Close to fairgrounds, close to downtown. I like the location a lot. Inside looks like it's a little bit of a mess. That's the basement, I think. You're on a 63 by 120 foot lot. That is the inversion table room, if you're curious about that. If you've never tried an inversion table, they're actually quite enjoyable, at least I find. If you can get over that initial fear of hanging by your feet, basically. It doesn't look too bad. I think $450 for a bungalow, especially when you've got the second kitchen downstairs. It probably needs some work, but it looks like, given what else is sold, is pretty fair. 3.5 acres gets you this one. Sixth line is listed at $989. So lot size 3.5 acres. I've seen more renovated places than this one for the same price. Bigger land. Like I can think of a couple properties that I've seen even in the last few months. Like we're talking 10 acres, similar or better finishes inside, and yeah, you know, it's whatever you can try. I think a lot of people in the country, what they do is they leave a little bit more negotiating room, because in town, if you knock $5,000 or $10,000 off, usually that's a good thing. Although that's not always the complete story, because like we talk about at the buyer classes, it doesn't matter how much you knock off the price. It matters how much did you pay relative to the true value of the home. But anyways, it's common to see in the country knocking 50 grand off. That's just, it's kind of the thing, right? It's because they're so customized. The market moves slower. It's a lot harder to find a buyer because of, again, there's a lot of different moving parts in these homes. There's a lot of things that, you know, this could work well, but this couldn't. And that doesn't always happen with townhouses too. So anyway, I think the price is a little bit high, but it looks like a nice home. The triple garage is a nice feature, and the land looks nice as well. It is getting out there. That's the other thing about this one, and also with Ennisclare, is that you got to drive a little bit to get there. So that can sometimes, the concentric circles is that every side road that you go up, when you start hitting 20th, 25th, and 30th side road, people start saying, hey, you know what? I'm going west and north, and it's now changing the way that I structure my day. So that's the list. If you have any questions, give us a call, and we're glad to help you. And sign up at miltonmarketwatch.com if you'd like something a little more customized. See you tomorrow.